Hello everyone, welcome back to Lotto. So in the previous lectures, we discussed about fundamental rights, which give power to citizens, right? But today we are going to talk about something slightly different, which is DPSP, the Directive Principle of State Policy. So now think about this question. If fundamental rights protect citizens, then who guides the government on how to run the country properly? Well, the answer is DPSP, the Directive Principle of State Policy. So let's understand this concept in a simple and a practical way. So firstly, what are the directive principles? So directive principles of state policy, often called DPSP, are basically the guidelines for the government. They tell the state what kind of policy it should follow to build a fair and welfare-oriented society. And these principles are mentioned in Part 4, Article 36 to 51 of the Constitution of India. So now we can think of it like this. Let's say fundamental rights tell the government, don't cross this line, okay? And while DPSP tells the government, move in this direction. So basically they guide the overall direction of the governance. Now, one very important thing to remember is that DPSPs are non-justiciable. So what does that mean? It means you cannot go to court to enforce them. So for example, we can say, if the government fails to implement a directive principle, you cannot file a case demanding it immediately. But that doesn't mean that they are not important, because they act as a moral and constitutional obligation on the government. So in simple words, we can say it like fundamental rights equals to legally enforceable, but DPSP equals to guiding principle of the governance. Now, the purpose of the DPSP. So why were these principles included in the Constitution? Because the framers wanted India to become a welfare state. A welfare state means a country where the government actively works for the well-being of its people. For example, improving living conditions, reducing economic inequalities, providing education and social security. So the goal of the DPSP is to create a society where justice and fairness are not just ideals but the practical realities. Now moving next, sources of DPSP. So the idea of directive principle was mainly inspired by the Constitution of Ireland, but they also reflect several other ideas. For example, some principles reflect the social justice ideals, some reflect the Gandhian philosophy, others reflect the modern democratic values. So DPSP are basically a blend of multiple philosophies that aim at building a better society. Now, the classification of DPSP. So to understand them better, scholars usually divide the directive principle into three categories. First is socialist principle, second is Gandhian principle, third is liberal intellectual principle. So this classification actually helps us to understand the different objective behind this principle. So now we are gonna understand them one by one. So the first is socialist principle. So basically it focuses on economic justice and equality, and the aim of socialist principle is to reduce the gap between rich and the poor. So for example, it basically ensure the distribution of wealth, fair distribution of wealth, equal pay for equal work, protection of workers, ensuring adequate livelihood. So these principles try to create a society where economic resources are used for benefits of everyone, not just for a few peoples, like not just any VIP treatment. Everybody is equal in the eyes of government, or basically you can say in the eyes of law. Now the second one is Gandhian principle. So these principles are inspired by the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi believed that India's real strength lies in its villages. So this principle promotes things like village panchayat, cottage industry, protection of weaker section, prohibition of alcohol. So the idea is the idea here is to build a self-reliant and morally strong society. Now the third one is liberal intellectual principle. So these principles reflect the modern democratic values. They mainly focus on improving the legal and political system. So let's look at some examples. uh, in uniform civil code, free legal aid for justice, separation of judiciary from executive, promotion of international peace. So these principles aim to strengthen the democracy, justice, and global cooperation. Now, important question arises: what is the relationship between fundamental rights and directive principles? Can anyone of you guys explain it? If yes, then please explain in the comment section. Now, so fundamental rights protect individual liberty, and directive principle promote social welfare. So both together help to create a balanced balanced and fair society. And in an important case of Minerva Mills versus Union of India, the Supreme Court said that there must be a harmony between fundamental rights and the directive principle. Neither of them should destroy each other. Now, the importance of DPSP. So even though DPSP are not enforceable in courts, they are still extremely important. You know why? Because they influence government policy and legislation. And many important laws and welfare schemes in India are inspired by this principle. So DPSP acts like a version of the governance, and they show the direction in which country should move. Now we came to the summary part, so let's quickly recap what we learned today. So directive principle of state policy are guidelines for the government mentioned in the part 4 of the constitution, non-justiciable in the nature, aimed at creating a welfare state, important for social and economic justice. So even though you cannot enforce them in a court, they remain fundamental to the government of India. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture on DPSP. If you found this lecture helpful, like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Lotter for more simple explanation of constitutional law. And in the next lecture, we will discuss another interesting topic from the constitution. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.